so much for tuning into this episode of Southern Weddings TV. Before we get started talking about gathering inspiration for your wedding, we just wanted to point out that we're wearing shirts from the new Sweet Teas line from the Southern Weddings shop. So if you love these shirts as much as we do, check out southernweddingshop.com at the link below to get your own. So if you've already watched our first things to do after getting engaged video, you're already well on your way to gathering inspiration. There's so much inspiration out there and it can be totally overwhelming. So whether you've always known what you wanted your wedding to feel like, or this is totally new and you feel like a short dog in tall grass, this video is a great place to start.
Yeah, when we're talking about inspiration, we hear from a lot of brides who love Pinterest, and we love Pinterest as well. But when you talk about looking at things on Pinterest, you're really talking about looking at other people's weddings. So while we think that could be a great source, there are a few other sources that we hope you'll turn to first.
One of our favorite places to start is where you came from, so your family. Think about what family traditions that you or your fiance's family do at every wedding and how you can incorporate those. Are there any traditions from your heritage or culture that you could bring into your wedding to make it really meaningful? Finally, if there's anything that your parents did that can be a really special thing to bring into your wedding, whether it's colors or flowers or something like that, or actual physical heirlooms that you can use on your wedding day.
Yeah, at my wedding we used pieces of family silver that had been collected from grandparents and aunts and cousins on our reception tables, which was really fun.
So awesome.
Our next favorite source of inspiration is your own love story. So how did you meet? Is there any details from that we could bring in? Did you go to school together? If you went to high school or college together, that can be a really sweet thing. Any dates or activities you'd love to do together, and of course, how you proposed.
This is one that my fiance and I have a little bit of a soft spot for because when he proposed, there was some confetti involved, and we are definitely considering bringing that element into our wedding day too. Next, of course, being Southern weddings, we love when couples use their home as inspiration, and the South is just such an amazing and inspiring place to live, and it's a great place to draw wedding inspiration from. So think about your hometowns or where you live now. Are there any foods or drinks that are identifiable with that area that you could bring into your wedding? Or what are just your favorite things to do or places to go, and how can you bring that into your wedding day?
Finally, we love minding your favorites for wedding day inspiration. So even if they seem to have nothing to do with weddings, you never know what might come out of it. So sit down with your fiance and make a list of your favorite books, music, movies, food, colors, outfits, anything you could think of. For example, we had a couple who she always wore a pearl necklace and he wore cowboy boots every day. So unsurprisingly, they chose to use those at their wedding as well.
Once you're finished gathering all of this inspiration, you can start narrowing it down. And this can be tricky, but if you have a clear vision for your wedding day, it may not be as hard as you think when you get started. Once you've narrowed down that inspiration, you can make an inspiration board, which is a great way to share your vision with your vendors. And we have some great tips for building a wedding inspiration board in our wedding planner.
Finally, one of our favorite tips, inspiration can be really overwhelming and also really exciting. You find so many things that you love, but not all of them necessarily fit with the vision that you have for your wedding. So don't feel like you have to limit yourself, and we encourage you to remember that your wedding might be the most expensive or the biggest party that you throw in your lifetime, but it's probably not the last party you throw in your lifetime. So tuck away those ideas that don't seem to fit and use them for your first newlywed soiree.
Thanks so much for tuning in to this episode of Southern Weddings TV, and happy wedding planning! Bye!